Let's turn to immigration, which came up during the debate. Secretary Clinton brought up your vote against Ted Kennedy's efforts in 2007, his immigration bill. You spoke about that bill on the Lou Dobbs show.
If poverty is increasing and if wages are going down, I don't know why we need millions of people to be coming into this country as guest workers who will work for lower wages than American workers and drive wages down even lower than they are right now.
It seems to be that you're suggesting in that 2007 quote that you saw immigration reform, and specifically the guest worker program in that bill, as something that was going to bring down wages for Americans. You are now a proponent of immigration reform, or you've always been in it, yeah. But are you opposed? Are you still opposed to that guest worker program idea?
The answer is that if you study the issue, you will find that major organizations like the Southern Poverty Law Center described guest worker programs as virtual slavery, where people, you're a guest worker, you work for me, and I exploit you, I pay you lower wages, treat you terribly, you stand up, you're out of this country. And that's why major Latino organizations and immigration reform groups like LULAC also recommended a no vote, and why other progressives in Congress voted against it as well. So I have very serious problems and worked hard to improve the guest worker program. But when you have major organizations describing the guest worker program as virtual slavery, there's a good reason to vote against it.
The first two contests, Iowa and New Hampshire, seem to be the ones that were most friendly to you, in the sense that many progressives in Iowa, many progressives and independents in New Hampshire, very white states, and Hillary Clinton, at least now, polls better with Latinos and African Americans. What is the path to victory for you, even if you have a resounding victory here on Tuesday night?
Well, we started this entire campaign way back when, 9 months ago, at 3-4% in the polls. We have come a very long way. I think the message that we have and the agenda that we have in terms of economics and criminal justice will resound very significantly in the African American community and the Latino community. Just yesterday, for example, Ben Jealous. Ben is the former leader of the NAACP, one of the more dynamic civil rights leaders in this country, came on board our campaign, as well as a number of other African American leaders. So I think when we get to South Carolina, when we get to Nevada, you're going to see more and more response from the African American community, because we're talking about the issues relevant to them. Raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, making public colleges and universities tuition free, dealing with the fact that we have more people in jail than any other country, primarily Latino and African American. I think we have the program that when people hear it, they'll say, yeah, you know what, Bernie is making sense.
Do you think you can win South Carolina?
I think we are the underdog now. I think we have seen some real momentum there. I think we got a shot at it.
David Brock, who is...
I know who David Brock is.
Often referred to as an attack dog for the Clintons.
Yeah.
And he works for the super PAC that directly coordinates with the campaign.
Right.
He said after you released your Iowa ad, the Simon & Garfunkel ad, and he said there weren't enough African Americans and Latino faces in it. And he said, based on this ad, black lives don't matter to Bernie Sanders. What did you make of that, and what do you make of the role that David Brock plays in the Clinton campaign?
Well, let's remember who David Brock is. He is a political attack dog. And I happen to like Hillary Clinton. But I am astounded by some of the people that she has hired, including David Brock. David Brock, people will remember, used to be a real right-wing guy who was attacking people like Anita Hill. This is an African-American law professor who tried to do the right thing, and he admitted. He said, I lied about her. This is the guy that Hillary Clinton is making the head of her super PAC. I just don't understand, you know, I just don't understand where the Clinton people are coming from, hiring somebody like that. Every day, you know, they're attacking us in one way or the other.
Have you heard about this phenomenon, Bernie bros, people who support you and sometimes attack in very crude and sexist ways?
I have heard about it.
Clinton
it's disgusting. Look, we don't want that crap. We can't, you know, and we will do everything we can, and I think we have tried. Look, you know, that anybody who is supporting me is doing sexist things we don't want them. I don't want them. That is not what this campaign is about.
Has this experience changed you in any way?
It really has, in the sense that I perceive more than ever how far removed the Congress is, and you know, I'm in the Senate, and the establishment media is from the reality of people's lives. It's like two separate worlds. All right? The establishment is here and they're talking about these issues, and people are over there struggling to keep their heads above water economically. Look, we did a meeting in Iowa, in a small town. Woman gets up trying to make it on $10,000 a year, and she broke down to talk about the pain, the difficulty, the embarrassment of trying to make it on $10,000 a year. Of course it moves you. And you see when you're out, I mean, I have seen literally people, Jake, I think 2 instances in Iowa where people have terminal illnesses. I think both of them are in a hospice, and literally they were saying, we want to live long enough to come out to caucus for you. Now, what do you think that does?
Thanks so much for your time. Good luck on Tuesday.
Thank you very much, Jacob.